Hi, Uriah.
What's up, brother?
How are you?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing quite well. Hey, let me ask you about an Instagram pic you put up, because you and I have something in common. All right?
Uh-oh.
No, it's good. It's good. It's all good. It's all good. You just had a baby girl, did you not?
I did, man. Yes, sir.
How old is she?
She is now about 9 weeks.
Okay, so mine is about 4 weeks, a little bit less, right? I had a baby girl as well.
Oh,
So I saw the picture. Either your baby has the greatest head of hair I have ever seen, or there's something y'all put a wig on her. Is that her real hair?
yeah, that's her hair, man. She came out like that. So,
That is
uh,
crazy.
yeah, she came out with like a full head of hair, and it's been growing quickly. I mean, she's all sorts of kind of advanced. It's been pretty funny. Like, I have a video in there, like 10 days old, and she's laying on my chest, and I'm like, she's staring at the nipple. She starts smiling. Then I start laughing. Then she starts laughing. It's crazy, man. Well, congratulations, man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
How
well, the
you
feeling.
enjoying it?
I'm still in the
Yeah.
we haven't sleep trained her stage.
No, not to rub it in, but our baby's been sleeping through the night from the get go.
Wow. You know
And
what? I hate you,
yeah,
Uriah.
I don't know how to. Well, I can't grow a beard, so there we have it.
Mm.
Can't win
All
them
right.
all. Can't win them all.
You won a lot of them, though,
But
but
congrats.
congratulations.
What's your baby's name?
Violetta.
Oh, that's cool.
And yours?
That's awesome, man. Callie.
Of course.
Cali. Callie Rain, Rayne.
I could think of no better name for the California kid's child than to be that. Well, congratulations, Uriah. It's a beautiful time of my life, and I'm sure yours as well. Let's get to this. I want to talk about Polaris 10, May 25th in just a second. First things first, I know you saw your prototype, your friend, I'm sure as well, Sage's one debut. I didn't like that fight for him. What is your assessment of what went wrong there?
Yeah, absolutely. First things first, I was there with him on that fight. And, 25 seconds in, really, he got stalked. Cosmo, who's an amazing kickboxer and a big, strong guy, came out and pressed the action right off the bat. Did like a couple stutter steps, like switch step fakes to kind of corral Sage in. Sage went one way, then the other way. First time in a ring, and literally gets manhunted with the nastiest punch and crushes his whole face. Basically, splintered his chin. I mean, splintered his cheek into 30 pieces and broke his orbital bone. He had 8 different fractures, and literally they had to pick the pieces of the bone fragments out, 30 different pieces out of his face. So a bunch went wrong. 25 seconds in, we didn't really see much of a fight. Cosmo's 7-time world champ. Sage was fighting at 185 pounds. Under the impression that nobody cuts weight in ONE FC. And they do hydration tests because of it, etc. And yeah, man, we didn't get to see much of a fight, to be honest.
Do you think Cosmo cut weight? He did look bigger.
I can't speculate necessarily. I know that I talked to a couple of the other guys that were cutting weight, and Sage is such a faith-based guy and takes things as they're said, and of course everybody's cutting weight. I was trying to kind of wrap my head around the thing, and you have to do a hydration test, and they weigh you in a couple days in a row, so it makes it really difficult. But I talked to multiple guys there that were cutting weight, and it is what it is. So I mean, that wasn't the main problem there. Cosmo is an incredible fighter, seasoned Muay Thai kickboxer, 7-1 as a mixed martial artist, and just came across the ring and landed a nasty punch and ended it for Sage there. Sorry, I had an alarm. I was just sleeping. I just woke up.
I know.
It's
I
it's
appreciate you getting up.
12:48 a.m. So
All right, I appreciate you getting up to making this possible. So, have you talked to Sage? He put the post up. Had like a 9-hour surgery. He seems to be always in good spirits, no matter the outcome, good or bad. Is he doing okay from what you know?
yeah, I saw him today, and I was there in the ambulance when he was headed to the hospital. Um, you know, for a guy that has an incredibly high pain tolerance, he was telling us the pain he was in was as you can imagine, having your face smashed like that was incredible. Stayed positive throughout it all. Uh, his surgery was supposed to be 4 hours. It ended up being 9 hours, and he came out on delirious on whatever they give you to put you to sleep for 9 hours, and was cracking some hilarious jokes per usual, and he's on the mend, man. Which for anybody that doubts the valor of being a mixed martial artist and the danger of what we do, I mean, this is a lesson, absolutely.
Now, you're not his manager, you're only his friend. So I would just ask this and we'll move on from the topic. Going forward for his next fight, especially after a bad injury like this, do you think a more considered approach about it being in a cage, the right kind of opponent? I mean, he's still in development, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And especially there's a lot of stuff going into this fight. He'd had to pull out a couple different times on dates. It's been almost 11 months or 10 months since he'd actually had a fight. Didn't get to see him fall through with practices for a long time now because of some little injuries, etc. And in retrospect, there are some warning signs of maybe not to take this fight. And like you said, you know, it's not like you go into a fight thinking you're going to get your face smashed, but um, against some advice, the fight was taken. Not that we don't believe in Sage, absolutely, but in the future, I'd like to see him at 170 pounds, and I'd like to see him at least be able to follow through with an entire camp, or at least you know more than he was able to. And again, that's not the reason why he lost the fight. He fought a great competitor, and it's his first time in a ring, and kind of a freak of a thing happened with his face shattering like that. I feel like,
Yeah.
but yeah, in the future, maybe coaches having the final say on whether or not a guy goes out there is a good idea. And I think talking to his father, who loves Sage very much and believes in him, hard lesson learned for all of us.
Now let's talk about you here very quickly, if we can. You had indicated some interest recently that the UFC, they're going back to your hometown, Sacramento, I believe in July 13th, something like that. I don't have the date right in front of me. And that this would be something you'd be interested in participating in. Like, give me a sense of reality here. How serious is this possibility?
It's very serious. No one really gets to see the behind the scenes of what goes on when events are putting together or being put together or anything like that. And throughout my time being retired, I've been offered fights on a couple different occasions, and learned my lesson. If I'm starting to get tempted or thinking about it, just to get myself in good shape, and I've always stayed in the gym, obviously being at the team and helping mentor the guys and training all year round, etc. So I've probably of the last 6 months given a little bit more consideration after being offered a couple of short notice fights that I'm like, man, that's kind of tempting. And the reason I retired in the first place is just because I wanted to, felt like it. I was, uh, you know, feeling like, okay, if I'm thinking about it and maybe the time, and it's the same reason why I'm thinking about coming back out and taking a fight. sounds like fun, little FOMO. I know at the age, I do really well against the guys still, and if I'm gonna do it, you don't want to wait longer. I'm 39. I've just turned 40, which is crazy. I kind of teased that once I did turn 40, I'd like to challenge myself, kind of life hack, and do some fights. I got the new baby, so some names have been thrown out there for opponents, and it's real possible.
When would we know? Like, when would a date pass where we're like, yeah, this is not going to happen?
Pretty soon.
Okay. All right. You have piqued my interest, Mr. Faber. I saw something. We're going to have Ali Abdelaziz here in studio. He had mentioned, I think, on a different radio show that, as you know, again, same show, UFC's going to Sacramento. UFC wanted Cody on that card, and I think he had advised Cody to maybe wait a little bit longer. I actually like that advice. I wonder what you make of the idea. Like, what would be the right circumstance for Cody to come back and get the best foot forward?
I think step one, just getting healthy. It's been a kind of a big battle for Cody as of the last couple of years, staying healthy. And you can probably see by following him on social media, etc., that he hasn't necessarily been 100% or been in practices, etc. So step one is get yourself feeling 100%, and then make the decision that you're going to put in the hours and be able to physically put in the hours to prep and get yourself where you need to be. And Cody, being a young guy that's got all the talent in the world, just needs to make those decisions himself and also gauge his body himself. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a good idea from what Cody's been telling me. It's not a smart move at the moment.
All right, so let's move to this competition you have coming up, Polaris 10. This will be Saturday, May 25th. Here's how I know that you are officially an insane person, Urijah Faber, because you got Gordon Ryan to be part of the quintet team. He just ran the table on everybody. Then you agreed to go against his little brother. It's not like you don't know how good Nicky Ryan is. I'm guessing you took this bout because you know exactly how good he is.
Yeah, of course. I'm a competitor. My favorite way to work out is jiu-jitsu. One of my favorite parts of mixed martial arts is jiu-jitsu, and I'm a fan of it as well. And this is my third time competing since I've been retired, and the first time was against a multi-time world champion, Paulo Miao. I don't know if you were able to watch that match. It was on Chael Sonnen's show out in Oregon. That was on my birthday, actually. And I think you guys may be seeing a theme of me challenging myself and doing fun things around my birthday. It's the way I celebrate, I guess. But I had done that match against Paulo Miao, and then I had another one in quintet against Sakuraba, who is my favorite fighter of all time. He's about 200 pounds, and I was 155 at that point. And this last one, I actually got to hang out with Gordon and Nicky, and spend some time getting to know them, and have a lot of respect for their dedication and commitment to what their passions are. Intelligence and dedication, and full on, devotion to what their passions are. And so I'm like, you know what? The challenge is something that they'd offered me prior, and I said no, like however long ago, because I was busy and just kind of sounded weird to me. I didn't really know the guys or anything else. Once I got a chance to roll with them in Las Vegas and learn a little bit about the story and what this Nicky is trying to put together as a young phenom who's dedicated his life to jiu-jitsu, I said absolutely. And I might as well do it now. The longer I wait, the worse it'll be for me. And it's funny. They've done a little build up for this Polaris thing, and I don't lift weights. They're like, oh yeah, I want to get some video of you lifting weights, and they do a little promo where I'm like doing curls. I literally, my favorite way to work out is again, doing jiu-jitsu and whatnot. And they've got him rolling jiu-jitsu like I'm lifting weights and he's doing jiu-jitsu, but we won't get it twisted. I love to roll jits, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I'm looking forward to helping showcase one of the coolest, youngest talents out there.
All right, so tell me this, in making this setup as competitive. Obviously, you're a decorated MMA fighter. He's a rising phenom in jiu-jitsu. You have a little bit of commonality there. What advantages do you think you hold over him? Tell me why I should have faith in your abilities to win.
Well, originally, I was thinking I might be a little bit bigger than him, but then they called me and asked me if I go up to 155s instead of 45s, because apparently he's hit a growth spurt of about 20 pounds since the last time we saw each other in quintet. So I think he's a little bigger than I am now. The other thing is he's been on homestay since he's 13 or so, just training jiu-jitsu full time. And that's 13, and I think he's 17, almost 18 now. So that's 4 years, maybe almost coming up on 5 years of pure dedication to jiu-jitsu. For me, I've been a dedicated athlete since I was approximately 13 years old myself. Of course, in wrestling, while going to school, I wasn't on home studies doing it full time or anything. I wrestled in college, Division I. I was top 12 in the nation, in Division I wrestling. Second in the nation for freestyle, university nationals, and then for 16 years, almost his entire age, starting from about 2003. I guess it's not quite 16 years yet, but getting there. I've been training jiu-jitsu alongside boxing, kickboxing, everything else, and I'm pretty good at it. So, he's got a dedicated, committed, which is a very powerful thing. Couple years to just be completely enthralled. He's got a great coach, and Coach Donaher, and all the guys out in New York City. But at the end of the day, we're both competitors. He's a little bit bigger than I am. I'm a little bit older, a little bit more experienced. I would say I'm probably a little stronger than he is, being a full-grown man. And we both know the game of jiu-jitsu really well. And so my money's on me. I'm sure his money's on him. And the jiu-jitsu odds are probably in his favor. The common sense odds are not common sense. The human nature odds are maybe in my favor. And, the dedication portion, I would say he's a more dedicated jiu-jitsu player than I am at the moment. But over the years, I think I've stacked some years of jiu-jitsu experience in my favor. So it's going to be a good one, man. We actually rolled together in Las Vegas for a little bit. Obviously not in a competitive situation like we are now, but I'm looking forward to a challenge. It's my favorite way to work out. It's kind of like a game of chess, but with your body, as mixed martial arts is, and I'm excited for the world to realize there's a kid out there that has decided he wants to get great at something and has dedicated his life to it, and is getting some pub out of this deal, and probably a good little payday too. I'm sure he's getting paid pretty well.
Well, I hope you both get paid well. I cannot wait to see it. May 25th, Polaris 10. It's at the Pool Lighthouse. For more information, of course, you can go to UFCFightPass.com. It will be on UFC Fight Pass. Urijah Faber in the main event takes on Nicky Ryan. Of course, you got Craig Jones on this card. Danaher, Phenom as well. Nick Rodriguez is on this. Richie Martinez out of 10th Planet. Cal Uno. A whole bunch of donks are on this one. Urijah, I hope to see maybe you in July when you compete. If not, you are still an ageless wonder. Thank you for making time for us here today on the show.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. And congrats on the success of the show and of course, the new baby. Tell me again the baby's name and how do you spell it?
It's like Violet, just it's the Latin version. My wife's Latin, so it's Violetta.
Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. I'm going to go check you out. I'm going to go stalk your photos and check out the new edition, man. Congrats. And hope you get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm working on it. The same to you, Urijah. Thank you so much.